Here we are with an unboxing of the Sony Xperia J, a somewhat underlooked handset from Sony. It's a low to mid-range handset, coming in around about the sort of £200 or if not a bit below sort of price point. Thus it's not got all the latest and greatest features, but it's still a very capable handset for a large majority of users. Taking a look at the official packaging here, we can see that it comes in an array of colours. We're going to be taking a look at the black one today. So we've got a 4-inch touchscreen display, we've got a 5 megapixel camera, it can record video, and we've also got a front facing VGA camera as well. We've got Wi-Fi, we've got DLNA, and we've got Clove Technology from the Sony guys. It's also known as the ST26i. So without further ado, let's open this up. It's not very fancy packaging from Sony for this device, but it's not all about the packaging. So here is the device itself, which we'll come back to in a moment. Included in the box is a USB to micro USB cable. That's for charging and connecting to a computer. We've then got a 3-pin UK mains adapter with a USB port on it, so we connect the provided cable to that and then in turn to the device for charging. We then have a series of other bits and pieces in the box, including a BA900 battery for the Xperia J, and that has a 1700 milliamp hour capacity, so that's quite a big battery for a device. We've got some documentation, including a discount, information about the SIM card, so this requires a standard sized SIM card. Got some important information, so that'd be around the warranty. We've got a quick sort of startup guide here to get you up and running. We've got some regulatory information. We've then got provided a little adapter. Now this might be of use to you if you're currently using a micro SIM card in a device, and because this uses a standard size SIM card, you can pop your micro SIM in here and you've then got a sort of standard sized SIM card. We then get provided with a screen protector for the Xperia J, including a screen cloth for cleaning the screen. So, taking a look at the device then, so we've got on the front the 4-inch touchscreen display, we've got the front facing VGA camera, we've got a speaker, we've got the Sony branding, and we've got the back, home and menu key here on the front for the Android operating system. On the bottom, it's fairly flush, we've got this angular design. On the side, we've got a little recess for removing the back cover. We've got the volume rocker keys and we've got a power button. Coming around to the top, we've got a 3.5mm headphone jack. Then on the side, we've got the micro USB connection or port. So that's where you connect for the charger or connecting to a computer. And then down on the bottom corner here, we've got a little lanyard strap so we can attach a lanyard to the device. Coming around to the back, we've got the rear facing 5 megapixel camera and LED flash. We've got some Xperia branding, and then we've got the loudspeaker down the bottom. Now it's got a sort of curvature design here, reminiscent of the Sony Xperia Arc devices. It feels sort of quite nice. It's a smallish sort of phone in the hand. Bit plasticky to the touch, but it's sort of smooth, and yeah, possibly does feel a little bit cheap, but then having said that, the price point is considerably favourable in comparison to a lot of other devices out there. So under the back cover, we got the standard SIM card slot, we got a micro SD card slot for additional memory, and then we've got the battery compartment into which we'll put the 1700 milliamp hour battery, and we'll get this device powered on. So it's got 4 gig of internal memory on the Xperia J. So that's enough to sort of get you up and going, but if you want to store music and lots of photos on here, then it's well worth taking advantage of the micro SD card slot that's actually under the back cover. Now it's running Android version 4, so Ice Cream Sandwich. It's not Jelly Bean, the very latest version of Android. It's got a 1 gigahertz processor. So that should be enough for powering through most tasks for most people. Let's just unlock this device. Now we're not going to really go into too much depth. There's plenty of videos around the web showing Android running on Sony Xperia devices, but we'll give you a quick tour of the system here. So we can press the menu button, go into settings, scroll through and just show you a little bit about the phone. So you can see it's the ST26i. It's running Android version 4.0.4. We've got all the usual settings that you'd come to expect with Android. We've got a nice little addition here of an SMS counter. Now we don't have any messages on this because we've only just set the phone up. We've got all our options, including call settings, so voicemail numbers, call forwarding, call barring. Got sound settings where you can change our ringtone, whether we have vibration, whether you have dial pad tones. Got display settings. So we've got the auto rotate screen switched on. Of course, this will work in portrait and landscape mode. So here we go in settings. We're in. If we turned that off, it would only work in portrait mode, but let's turn it back on so we can use it in both modes. We can control the brightness on the device. Interestingly, it's not automatic brightness. You do need to control that manually. So you want to be considerate around battery life there, so have it somewhere sort of mid round. You can change your font size for larger text if you're struggling with your site. We got theme options to actually personalize the phone, so sort of color schemes here. Got your apps, your battery, your storage. Let's just show you there. Well, there's your battery, but let's just go into storage. Helps if I tap in the right place. So phone memory is 754 meg. Then you've got an additional 2.1 gig there as well. So in total it actually mounts up to 4 gig, but you've got to bear in mind you've got the operating system installed. So you've got 5 home screens in total, as indicated by the sort of counter at the top. You've got applications pre-installed, so you've got a web browser, you've got your camera, your email, Facebook, navigation, maps, Gmail. You've got YouTube on here, you've got some free games, you've got links to Playbooks, which is from Google. You've got Google Chrome installed as standard as well. Google Plus, you've got Sony's Walkman service and Liveware Manager for controlling things that are connected to the handset. You've got Twitter on there, you've got Music Unlimited, which has more tracks than Spotify, so it's well worth a little look. You've got Track ID, which is Sony's equivalent of Shazam or Soundhorn. You've got Neo Reader, which is a barcode application. You've got a variety of options here from the menu button, including changing your theme and your wallpaper. Let's just take a look at a couple of the elements. So you've got the phone here, dialer on screen. You can call your number and that would refine from your contacts. You can go into your contacts and you can sync up with Google accounts or your SIM card. You've got messaging, so you can type out a message on screen using the touchscreen keyboard. You can do that in portrait and landscape mode. So we'll come out of that. Because this is an Android device, you've got access to the Play Store. Now, we haven't connected a Google account to this, but you need to do that in order to be able to connect to the Play Store and download applications onto the device, be it free or paid for. You've got media functionalities into the device. And let's just take a quick look at the camera on here. Now the touchscreen almost appears slightly unresponsive, but that's because we've still got the protective cover on here. I really should have taken that off. But there you've got the rear facing 5 megapixel camera. You can flick between static and video. You can choose to have the photo light on or off. You can click the menu button and get more settings, including the size of the video, so we can go up to QVGA or VGA. It's not the highest resolution options here, but you've got quite a lot of options. You can change the exposure value. You've got the ability to have a self timer. You can control the white balance to try and get the best shot, and a lot of those options extend to the camera and the video camera. And you've got the ability to go to the front facing camera here, so be it for video calls or for actually capturing stills, it's all possible. So that's a quick look at the Sony Xperia J, available from clove.co.uk.